Tonight, the Democratic primary becomes real with the first actual contest in Iowa. Things are shaping up to be exciting one way or the other. And joining us to break down this and other big news of the day, host of the Michael Brooks Show, Michael Brooks. Welcome back to the Damage Report.
Hey, John, great to be talking with you.
Great to have you here, and on a pretty good day for it too. So look, Iowa's gonna be happening a little bit later on. As of the last polls that I saw, Bernie Sanders has a 7-point lead. This is according to a final poll by Emerson College. Second place, you got Joe Biden at 21, but the polls are really kind of all over the place, generally with Bernie in first. We got a couple different things in here that I wanna talk about, but just going into the day, what are some of your expectations, some of your hopes? What do you wanna see?
Well, I mean, obviously it looks really good. I definitely want to underline fight like you're 10 points behind as a Bernie Sanders supporter. And I also want to be extremely attentive to the games that will be played potentially to undermine his candidacy. I think it's very important. You know, coming out of 2016, I don't want to get caught up in the semantics of it. But you know, the thumb was on the scale for Clinton, so that basically anytime there was a jump ball decision, it would go for Clinton, right? That's kind of how I think about it. Now, at the same time, you know, she did win several million more votes than he did, and he did an incredible job coming out of nowhere to win, I believe, over 20 states. This time, we're seeing in real time the profound bias against him. And I know we'll get to some of it later, but I always remind people, you know, Barney Frank is on the Rules Committee as just one of many examples. The guy sits on a bank board, is ideologically opposed to Sanders in this movement, but also like personally hates him in a very weird, personalized way. So things could get really dirty. That being said, I think, you know, when Sanders was actually behind in Iowa and people were like, no, there'll be this secret surge and the polls aren't reading it, that's when it gets dangerous, because it's like, whoa, that's not how it works. But that being said, he goes in with a lead and he has the only real movement and ground game. I think you got to be feeling really confident if we do what we need to do.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can, like, our job is to try to understand this at a deeper level than people who it isn't their main focus, but also especially people on TV where it is their main focus, but they're terrible at their jobs. So we're supposed to be able, we can, what's that?
They're really bad, man.
Yeah. You know what, actually, let's go to an example of that, because there's a lot that I want to talk about, but this is a caucus, and for people who might be new to the process, that is different than a primary. It's a little bit more complicated, and so at times like this, we turn to the experts to describe what it's gonna be like. So for this, here's a quick little explainer from Chris Saliza.
The word caucus is actually an Algonquian word that means to meet together, huh? That's interesting, right? Sidebar. Did you know that Milwaukee is also an Algonquian word? It was originally pronounced Milwaukee and means the good land. I learned that from Wayne's World and Alice Cooper. And sidebar. The best way to understand the difference between a primary and a caucus, you ask? A primary is a vote. A caucus is a conversation.
Just a quick reminder, he makes more in 1 year than you and I will make in half a decade, probably. For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.